What's up, long lost brother?
What's up, man? I was just I was about to push call.
Perfect. So are we going?
Yeah.
See,
So-
long lost brother action right there.
I'm just gonna let everybody know what we're doing here. So today I'm talking with Jesse Koll, longtime online friend. Jesse is a champion for recovery and sobriety, a fellow fitness enthusiast, and just a cool ass dude who I've never met in person, but we've been in contact for like 7, 8 years.
Yeah.
And I count him as one of my best friends, man. So welcome, Jesse.
Thank you. Yeah, this is we've been planning to do this for quite some time, but we're both dads and both busy AF, so I'm glad we were finally getting to it.
Yeah, I think that what we've been talking about for a long time is actually starting our own podcast.
Yeah, the Long Lost Brothers podcast.
Yeah, so I can't wait to do that, man, honestly.
Yeah,
I mean,
that needs to be a thing.
I have a feeling that after we do this, we're going to be more like gung-ho about getting it started.
I think so too, especially if we just dial in timing and everything, we'll be good to go. So my fat ass has been less fat is the thing I'm working on right now, and focusing on this marathon training. And you just ran a marathon, so I figured that might be something we could talk about today, if that's okay with you. Yeah,
for sure. One thing I wanted to get into is, because I said we'd never met in person.
Oh, yeah.
We're like strictly online friends, unfortunately.
Right. Well, because we live on opposite coasts.
Right. Right.
It's not like let's meet up in fucking 2 hours each way. It's like, yeah, that'd be like a fucking family vacation fucking trip.
Yeah, but I say we probably communicate almost daily though, whether it's
constantly
on Messenger, whether it's on comments or
right.
Whatever.
And our friendship started in, I want to say, like 2012 or 13.
Yep.
When I first started getting into fitness, because I used to just be a fat motherfucker. Like, okay, so like I was addicted to meth for a super long time, and then I quit doing meth, and then I got super fat as fuck. And I'm short, so I looked like I was gonna eat somebody's baby, right? And anyway, I had this girlfriend at the time. Was like, she's Romanian, and she's like, "Eddie, bear, I love you, but you're so fat." And then I decided, yeah, she's mean, but whatever. She's good people. Anyway, I'm not talking about her, but so anyway, I was like, all right, I'm gonna be less fat, and then I got into fitness because everything I do is like, I'm like, oh, like let's not start jogging. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna run a fucking marathon. Like
right.
Everything's like that with me, Addictive personality. I guess it's a character defect, but if you use it for your powers for good instead of evil, you can be a BAMF, right?
Yeah, I think we definitely have that in common, where having that addictive personality, it can either be a detriment or it can be a super positive thing. I mean, it all depends on how you swing it, man. It's like,
right.
You could do the worst things in the world and become addicted to those, but you can just as easily, if you put your focus on something else, it's very easy to get addicted to fitness, to learning, to reading, to, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't want to go into the depths of it, but the job I have now is helping people with shared past life experiences of me, in my addiction and some homelessness and things of this nature.
Okay.
And I don't want to go too much in the nuts and bolts of it, but I'm addicted to doing that, and I love it. And it's like, some days it's frustrating as hell because I always bite off more than I can chew. But it's like, if you follow the path of putting shit in order is what I call it. It's
Yep.
like, okay, we're gonna follow this path, and we're gonna get things done, and we're gonna do the next right thing no matter what. And I faltered and failed and slacked off a million times, but consistent fact is, okay, here we are. What's the next move? What are we gonna do next? So for me, it's like constant improvement, and it's not, it's never linear. It's a up and down, and I have my fucking bad days, but being able to turn whatever the fucking problem is into your strong suit, that's some powerful shit,
Yeah, and just that ability to refocus is key. Like,
I think, yeah,
you fall off the path, you know what I mean? If you can recognize it, it's not like you're starting from scratch again. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I fucked up. Like, but I can now, like, keep this momentum going. Like, okay, where was I? Let's continue.
Well, yeah, it's like resiliency is more powerful than talent, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Like Rocky's not a tough motherfucker because he hits super hard. He does hit hard, but because he can take that hit and get up. Not that, and I'm sure I'm paraphrasing 1,000 people have said that before me, but it's like,
right.
Being able to take that shit, what's verbatim what Rocky said, you gotta take that hit and get back up, kid. Like, that's that shit that, is so applicable to everything in life, is where it's like, how much can you take?
Yep.
How much, like, for me right now, it's I said, I'm not going to eat carbs until August 1st. I stole it from Mark Bell. He said 100 days of carnivore. I said, I'll just do keto for 100 days, but I lost count, so I'm like, all right, I'll just do it till August 1st. And then now I feel fucking great, so I'm going to probably eat like a bunch of fucking shitty fast food bullshit on August 1st and then remain on that ketogenic diet because it's so much more beneficial, but it just took getting that fucking wheel moving, And it's like, man, I lost 20 pounds over the last 2 months, and it's like I'm sitting at about 180 when usually I'm, I was on like that powerlifting life where it's just like, yeah, I'm on something big, and so I was like, well, actually I was like 205, and now I'm like 181 after I take a piss in the morning. So it's like
it's a big difference, dude. Like I've noticed. The first thing I notice is whenever I've lost weight is like my ability to do body weight shit, like body weight exercises, like push-ups, especially pull-ups. Like a lot of times I confuse myself, right? Because I'd be losing weight and I'm like, there's no way I'm getting stronger. You know what I mean? I've lost 20 pounds. There's no way I'm stronger.
Right.
But, nah, I'm just fucking lighter. You know
right. Dude, and this whole COVID thing is the best fucking thing to happen to my fucking physique ever.
Yeah.
Because all the gyms are closed. There is no barbell and a squat rack with 450 on it for me to, or 500 pounds on it for me to try to squat. Like
right.
I have my office's gym, which thank God, but they have an assault bike and they have a treadmill and a rower, and then they bought jump boxes, and I begged and pleaded the CFO, and she bought a barbell with some bumper plates on it. And then there's like some 10-pound and 15-pound dumbbells, right? So, and then I bought a bunch of resistance bands. So it's like all I have is cardio machines and
light ass weight.
Yeah, 205 is not shit for me, right? And that's what we got. That's how much is on the barbell. So it's like, I can clean and jerk that, no fucking problem right now, no warm-up needed, right? So
the COVID situation did the exact same thing for me. Like, I started getting into running last year, probably a little over a year and a half ago.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Because me and you shared our experience in listening to David Goggins' book.
Yep.
When he gained his popularity. I still follow him pretty good. But yeah, that can't hurt me. Yeah, because I got into running too. And okay, go ahead with what you're saying.
Well, I was just saying. So I started off, and I was like running here and there, and it was progressing, but it wasn't like nothing crazy. Like I think the furthest I had run was like maybe like 7 or 8 miles, right?
Yeah.
In almost a year of training, and then once the COVID-19 hit, and I couldn't really, like, I was going to a gym. When that was taken out of the equation, then I started doing these body weight, and I haven't done body weight exercises. I haven't done calisthenics in like God,
Right.
since like wrestling in like high school, and like I've never done them. I've been straight lifting weights, and then like I said, I was running like 2 or 3 miles at a time, like it was nothing, right?
Right.
And then this hit, and I just had to refocus everything. I'm like, man, I can use this to like really focus on my endurance training, and that's when I started pushing it, like pushing it to 10 miles, to 12 miles, and eventually to 14 miles, and then eventually to running the full marathon a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, that's gangster.
Yeah, man. Like I'm telling you, if you have a mindset where you can turn negatives into positives, it's greatly beneficial, because for a lot of people, like COVID-19 is fucking horrible, right?
Yeah.
Like it's and I get that it's horrible in the sense that people are dying from it, people are getting sick from it, but in terms of people figuring out other ways to get shit done, like it's.
Yeah.
I think it's been a wake-up call for a lot of people, like that they were in such a routine, and then it's like you either adapt or you die. Not literally, clearly, but like, figuratively, you adapt or you're gonna get worse. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like you see all those Instagrams, like it's like a meme now where it's like it shows like somebody's like Instagram when they're jacked, and then it shows like the COVID version, like it shows the real them on the couch after COVID, and they're just a potato, and it's just like, it's like, man,
you can either be that, or you can totally just like change your course. You know what I mean? Like you and I did. It's like, oh, let's focus on endurance training. Let's focus on calisthenics. Let's focus on, like.
Well, yeah.
I've never done so many pull-ups and push-ups and shit in my life as I've been doing now.
I do not right now have access to a pull-up bar. They reopened the CrossFit gym, and I might go play with that a little bit. But what I'm doing right now is really working, and I I just printed off this standard fucking training block for marathon running, and I put it on my office wall. And I was like, I'm doing this, and then anything else in between is money. And it's like, this is gonna sound super conceited, but it's like I'm jacked and I just want to stay that way.
Right.
Like, and get more shredded. But I'm gonna run this fucking marathon, and I'm gonna stick to the training block. I'm gonna stick to the programming, and I'm gonna keep my food dialed in. I'm gonna eat all the red meat, all the steaks. I'm gonna keep the carbs very limited. I want to do this. I've been an advocate for a ketogenic diet for, I want to say like 4 or 5 years now. And, and then I know it's not like the end all be all for nutrition, but for a fat motherfucker like me, when I want to lose weight, that's what works. Right. Cause I'm what is it? It's like, I'm like, oh, I just take, like, I'm an abstinence guy, right? Like I don't do drugs because I'm a fucking animal. So it's like sugar makes me feel a certain way. So I want to eat all of the goddamn sugar. And that doesn't have to be something sweet. It's like, where most people will stop at like 2 slices of pizza, I'll eat the whole fucking pizza for sure.
Yeah.
I'm just that way. So it's like I can eat a ton of fucking steak, and I'm starting to get like, and like I've always had strong ass abs, but you would never ever ever see them before because I was fat as shit. And
starting
I was
to see them now though. Yep.
Yeah, they're starting to pop a little bit. I mean, I'm not show ready, but I'm whole ready.
Right. Hey, that reminds me. That reminds me. We actually, where we met was in the Physiques of Greatness.
Yeah, bro.
Facebook group, which if people don't.
And once the doggo is an American Trilio. Shout out to the homies. POG.
Yeah. The old school homies, dude.
Yeah, and Rafael Torres was up in there. That's how I met him too. I'm shouting out all the homies. Sorry if I'm putting people on blast, but hey, man, I'm still in contact with all those people, and that little Facebook group was all right, man. I don't even know what happened to it, but Chris Jones, shout out. Yeah, man. Dude, all of those people I've actually like maintained a friendship with.
Yeah.
Juan's a savage. I mean, he's a little beast for his body weight. He is a monster.
Dude,
He's
Juan is one of the best cases. Like for me, what that dude has done. I've watched that dude grow from like a kid to like a fucking like a powerhouse, dude. He's like an entrepreneur, dude. And it's like. And not only is he like killing it in the fitness game, but he's gotten so good at like marketing and fucking writing. Like that, that's the biggest thing for me. Like when I look at him, I'm like, yeah, it's impressive what he's done with like his powerlifting and shit like that, and even building his business. But the fact that he's grown so much as a writer and as a person who can entertain and make fitness entertaining, like, dude, I watch that dude's videos like all the time now.
Yeah. He is definitely a very charismatic individual, and he's cool as fuck. I think I got his number on my phone because I was gonna do a powerlifting meet, but I pushed out. Just because, dude, I don't know if my hips can really take another run at the heavyweights. To be honest, my left hip is damaged. That it's taken from me trying to be the strongest.
Dude, do your hips hurt from long runs?
Yeah, but mobility is something that I've worked on a lot. So it's like, anyway, I don't know how. Let me finish talking about Juan Segallo real fast.
Go ahead.
He's so charismatic. I will never pay a fucking trainer in my life. I put that on everything I love. I'll never pay a trainer because I feel like the internet gives you all the free stuff, but he almost had me talked into paying him because he is such a smooth motherfucker. Love Juan Segallo. Probably not going to pay you money, but I love you, bro. But I might buy his ebook just to show love.
Hey, man, yeah. I mean, like, I'll share his videos and shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, no.
And that helps.
No, Juan has a plethora of intelligent shit out there. He is a bad motherfucker. Yeah. Like, I should just fucking sack up and pay him and get strong as fuck, but I'm focused on other things right now, and honestly, I don't have time to really commit to anything else other than this marathon and what I'm already doing. Just like I have a family, I have my job that is stressful, but I'm a boss at it, and I'm passionate about it. You know, and it's just like raising 4 kids, having a wife, and, you know, supporting my family and other things of that nature. You know, the social support is super important because if you're doing all this shit and it's just about you, who gives a fuck, right? And
so I was wondering, I don't know how much you want to talk about, but can we get a little bit of kind of your background? Like, how'd you grow up? What kind of stuff were you into?
Oh man!
And at what point did you, you know, like fall into addiction? And then like, when did your recovery start, and how did that go?
I'll give you like the abridged version of like, you know, the saga of Jesse Koll real quick.
All right.
Like the super abridged version because like, you know, I don't want to tell the whole life story.
I got
like,
you.
Okay, I grew up in a predominantly Latino neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of gang violence, but it wasn't like Compton. Like, you're not like scared, you know, like to go outside and stuff. But like, there's definitely gunfights in front of my house when I was a kid, and there's definitely a lot of Serenos between 18th Street and 13th Street fighting back and forth. And there's drugs and alcoholism a lot in my neighborhood. It was like they built a highway halfway through Walla Walla, and then to kind of cut off half of the city that was by the prison, and like whatever the opposite of gentrification is, they were trying to do that, and they succeeded in that, right? So that's where I grew up. Okay, but my house was badass. My parents got a steal on it when the market crashed in the 80s. They paid like $20,000 for like a 3-story house. So like, anyway, that's like where I grew up at. And I suffered some abuse as a child. Not gonna go into the details of that, but I suffered some abuse as a child that kind of fucked me up mentally in some ways. And so I had my first drink at about 10, and like I started smoking cigarettes at 7. Like I was in it to win it. Like I don't know what the fuck where I got it in my brain, but I remember my first time getting faded. I was like 10 years old, and I stole one of them little single shots from my neighbor's parents, and was making a screwdriver in my room, but I don't think I made it right because it was like wild turkey and orange juice. But I was like, I'm making a screwdriver. Like, what fucking 10-year-old even fucking knows what a screwdriver is? Like, what? I was looking back like, where did I even get that from? Like, I watched too much fucking like HBO when I was little. But anyway, so I was in it to win it from the start, and then I was like snorting like Adderall, or not Adderall, what's the other one, Ritalin, in like middle school. Like I just fell right into it. Started smoking weed heavy in 8th grade, and just fucking progressed until like I was like 19 and I was selling like a lot of meth, and then I got pinched and I got told on by somebody. And then I was gonna whatever. I ended up on probation.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole trial, and then I got married to my high school sweetheart, and we had my son. And I don't want to tell her story, but she started doing meth too a little later after I got off probation. We started doing meth pretty hard. And then
And are you still doing it too at this time?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then there's some ups and downs, but me and my wife ended up divorcing. It's a big mess, and I have my times where I'm doing good and times where I'm doing bad. Primarily staying in my mom's, and I'm raising my son now by myself at this point. But my mom's helping me, and my sisters are helping me and stuff like that. But I'm not doing good. But I'm working construction, and then one day, so about 5 years ago, in a couple months, I was like, man, I'm fucking hopeless and I'm tired of this life. Oh, and then in this time, I've been to treatment a whole bunch, in and out of drug treatment. And towards the end of my addiction, I started doing pills and heroin, equally to meth, and just drinking whenever, just getting fucked up. Like, I kept a couple of charges here and there, but it got to where I was really living that drug dealer life, and I played myself out, and through this whole time, like, I was always selling drugs, mostly to support my habit. You know what I mean? Like, I was hustling to kept spinning the wheels, if you will. But like, anyway, so that's like my whole life. But then in about 2013, I got into fitness. There was times, like I said, there's ups and downs. I got into fitness big time, and got real shredded for a while, and I made that my jam, and then I got hurt a little bit, and that's what kind of put me on that opioid deal. I bought some hydros off this girl, and then I started drinking a little bit, and then the wheels just fucking came off, and I just went back to the fucking drug addict life. You know what I mean? Till 5 years ago. Okay. Then from then it's like, man, I know where to go. I have to stay anonymous if that, because I can't blast my program, but
right.
I knew where to go. I knew what to do. I've been to treatment enough. I've been to enough of them things that I know what to do when it's time for me to get clean. I did that. I pulled the geographical. I moved out to the west side of my state.
Wait, so did you go to like a treatment center? Was it like an inpatient treatment center? Or
No, I just okay. So I don't know if you ever detoxed off of opiates, but I was on meth and opiates pretty intensely, or intensely rather. And so my parents had told me to never come back to their house, right? At one point, and I was living in a garage that was kind of like decorated up like a bedroom.
Right.
They built the wall in, but it was a garage for fucking sure. Concrete floor, and fucking it was a garage. They had some sheetrock in it, and it was not placement for human habitation. We'll say that. Okay,
definitely not a place where you'd want to like raise your kids and stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't live there now. Let's just say that. Like, and my kid was living inside on the couch, and it was not cool. It was kind of some piece of shit that I was doing, but that's where I was at. That's where my life was, you know what I mean? And so, anyway, one night I decided, I'm fucking tired of this shit, man. I'm played out. I don't have any hustles left. Everything's fucking sucks. I'm tired of waking up feeling like shit until I get some shit to make me feel less like shit, right?
Yep.
I didn't have any money, any prospects, and job. I was just, fucking ripping fools off and fucking hustling and just, whatever, just getting by barely, not even, getting by on my good looks, and I'm an ugly motherfucker, right? So, so I wasn't getting by. And so I did reach out to my family. I went to my mom's house and I said, hey, look, I gotta stay here for like 3 fucking days until I can detox and get the shit out of my system. And I was like, it's not going to be pretty, and I'm going to be sick. and I just need you to help me for a couple of days, and then I'll figure it the fuck out. You know, I had to reach out like that, and for me, I'm a prideful motherfucker, so it's like it's not the funnest deal, but that's what happened.
Yeah.
And I went and I shit my guts out a whole bunch, and I swear I threw up a little bit. It wasn't as bad as I had anticipated it being, but it was bad enough that I ain't doing that shit again.
Yeah.
For sure. I was like, fuck that. I'm not, and I'd already come to the realization in my head that this is it. You know what I mean? I'm done. And then I had a friend that said he's gonna get clean with me, and he did get clean with me for a while, and then he started, using this shit again. But that was my homie, and he's dead today, and I'm not, and I think it's because I'm a lot more stubborn than him.
Yeah.
Because the main thing that has kept me clean this whole time is just me being a hard-headed motherfucker that I'm not, it's like, that's what, like, okay, like we pass around these little things in the meeting when somebody celebrates an amount of clean time, and you kind of put your juju on it, and I always just think give them my stubbornness, my refusal to quit, my resilience. Just give them that attribute that I carry that will get them further, than any of the woo-woo shit, because it's like I made a decision that, I'm not doing this anymore. Whatever, good, bad, or indifferent, fucking, we're getting it. I'm not, I don't care what it is. And no matter what, I'm not fucking putting mind-altering substances in my body anymore. And then, anyway, I moved out here to the west side of Washington State. And got a job working in the cannabis industry, ironically enough. But I didn't use it. I didn't smoke, whatever. I'm not against people smoking weed. I don't give a fuck. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do with your life. I just know that mind-altering substances turn me into a stupid motherfucker real quick. So, that being said, stuck that job out. But then I got into lifting heavier weights because I'm like, I'm gonna find me some sober motherfuckers, and I'm gonna find me a gym out here. And this town that I moved to is like, you blink and you miss it. You know what I mean? It's very rural. Yeah, very rural. And then I moved, anyway. So I got into lifting heavy ass weights, or trying to. Did that for a while. I met some cool people that I've really vibed with out here. I got, my roommate, and then I met my wife to be, and we're like a little unit, and we're all in recovery, and we all hold that pretty sacred. And I'm lucky that I have that. It's like a built-in support system.
Yeah, that's cool, man. You found your people.
Exactly, and I count that as a blessing constantly.
Yeah, I want to go back to something you said about stubbornness, and I think that comes with, for me personally, that comes with that addictive personality. So
yeah,
it's like this is how I feel. So once I stopped using any kind of substances, it then became, I'm addicted to not using substances. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, like it's like now it's like I want to see how far I can go. It's like with anything else. Like, all right,
yeah.
It's like it's one day at a time. But each one of those days is like, yeah, I got another fucking day in the bank. How long can I go? How far can I go? You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah,
exactly.
It's the same. I mean, it's the same mentality in a sense of like, like wanting, I don't know. It's the same mentality. It's that addictive personality, but it's very different in a sense that
I just look at it as like there's two sides of the fence. Okay, for me, there's the street side where I'm gonna slang dope and I'm gonna run from these cops and I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I have to do to maintain this fucking lifestyle until the wheels fall off. Or there's the other side of the fence where I'm gonna do everything positive and beneficial for me and my loved ones and the community, and just there's the good side of the fence. And I'm on that good side of the fence, so I'm going to live in that world and abide by that to the best of my ability, right? Because I've already tried this other shit, the street side of the shit, and usually ended up with everything fucking falling off and me having to rely on social supports to get back on my feet And, you know, I'm at that age where that fucking shit ain't popping. You know, I got a teenage son. What the fuck kind of, you know, what am I fucking joke living in my parents' house? Come on, man. You know, either, you know, and I see it every day because I work with the homeless individuals out here where I live now. I moved to a bigger city since such time I was talking about earlier, but it's like they don't have that social support, and so they're getting they're getting supports from the agencies that I work with, and you know, I realize how lucky I was that I do have family, that I do have people that care about me, you know, and that's a thing, man. People ride it till the wheels fall off, and there's no pit for them to pull in for somebody to put the tires back on.
Yeah,
and
a lot of times with that, and that's what happens with addiction too, and that's a lot of people they reach, you know, what they call rock bottom. It's like when they got no one and nothing left.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Well,
I mean, you're lucky if your rock bottom is before that happens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Your bottom's when you stop. The bottom of the hole is when you stop digging, right?
Right.
And so it's like, I mean, that's a very cliched catchphrase from you know.
I dig it.
No, but yeah, yeah, hey, but that's some real shit, and yeah. So I just got 5 years clean now, and my life's dialed to fucking in comparison. Like, I've come a long way, and that's something you see about drug addicts is like, man, we know how to hustle. You know, we like even a better point that I was thinking about that's super applicable to this marathon running. Okay, where I live, it's a rainy motherfucker. Okay, I live in the hometown of Kurt Cobain, and this is the most fucking depressing place as far as sunlight ever. Like,
yeah.
like it's the middle of summer, and it's like it's like gray as fuck outside. I'm sitting in my car because I have a lot of kids, but it's like gray as fuck outside. But I'm thinking when I'm running and it's raining and shit, or it's ugly out, or it's like I used to do this in CrossFit too. Something sucks so fucking bad, right? And it's like, man, I used to do worse shit than this to get a fucking bag of dope. Like, I used to walk across town in a fucking snowstorm to sell a 20 sack. Like, what the fuck am I crying about right now? I paid money to be here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm getting this shit. Fuck that. Like, you know, and it's like I replaced like that high that I used to get from dope is like, that's my exercise now. Like my discipline. I'm like, you know what?
That's that David Goggins shit, man, where he talks about the cookie jar. He's like, you know, like you look back on harder shit. So when you do really hard shit or really difficult things, and then you store that in the cookie jar, so that, you know, when you're in the midst of something hard or depressing or hurtful or whatever, you're able to look back and be like, well, shit, man, if I can do that thing that I did,
right,
I can definitely handle this. You know what I mean?
Right. Like, it's like when I quit smoking cigarettes, it was 3 months after I quit heroin and meth. Okay, I'll usually always just say meth because that's like the shit that had me fucked up from the time I was 15 till I was about 32. But okay, so I'm like, I quit fucking drugs, man. So these cigarettes ain't gonna make me their bitch.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck these motherfuckers. And at the time, I lived in. Okay, so when I first got clean, I moved. My sister lived at 13 miles out of town, outside of Walla Walla, Washington. You know, they got prisons and colleges there, and a lot of wheat fields on the way out of town.
Yeah.
So basically, my options were running or riding bikes if I wanted to be doing anything besides doing dishes or reading books, which was awesome because it made me read a lot of literature off the top that was beneficial that I needed, right? So anyway, I was like, I want to run better, but I also want to smoke these cigarettes, but I can't do both. So it's like that's how I got off cigarettes, man, because it's like, I mean, I was a chain smoker fool. I was smoking a pack of cigarettes in not even a day. Like, I just sit there and smoke them back to back. You know, I mean, obviously, it's like I'm a person who suffers from anxiety and other mental illnesses. I'm a person living with those issues, right? So, and I was not aware of that at the time. I just was like, oh, this is just what life's like when you're not on drugs. This is fucking shitty. but whatever. And it can't be more shitty than fucking being a crackhead, right?
Right.
So, you know, it's like nobody wants to be a joke, and I was tired of being a joke. So I was like, whatever, fucking, I'll just have to deal with this shit how it is. I guess this is life on life's terms, right? So, so there I was. I shit you not. Anyway, so I'm out here in these fucking 110-degree fucking wheat fields trying to run and smoke cigarettes at the same time. So anyway, I'm just like, if I could do that, I can run in some fucking rain, you know? And so that's the shit the cookie jar, I guess is what Goggins calls it. But yeah, man.
Yeah, I actually did when I ran my marathon, and now let's just be like forthright here. Okay, so we're not running any official marathons because there are none right now.
Yeah, I'm looking for some for the fall because I'm still 3 months out from in this training block. I'm on like the third or fourth week of this training block. It's a 4 month training block, so it'll be October before I'm ready to fucking ready to hit the street, if you will. But I'm getting my money. I'm hitting about 20 miles a week right now.
I'm telling you what, dude, that the rain, it's actually a big positive because, dude, some of these runs I'm doing right now, like, even if I'm only going 5 or 6 miles, it's like fucking crazy. It's 95 degrees out. The sun's beating down.
Yeah,
it's terrible. But I got so lucky the day I decided to run my marathon. It was like lightly sprinkling out. And, it was like perfect.
Okay.
Because I
we have
like
the opposite deals right now. Usually, like, it's just too fucking hot.
Right.
It's just like fucking torrential rain. Like, I shit you not, the first day that I decided to start this training block, and I was like, I'm not punking out no matter fucking what. Dude, I was like, I took a bath wet. Like, somebody sprayed me with a fucking hose wet, and I only ran 3 miles, and it's like, I had a hoodie on, and that shit weighed like 10 fucking pounds. I was like, this is some fucking hillbilly bullshit, right?
Dude, when I ran my marathon, that's what I was going to say. So I ran the first half of it, the first, like, I'd say...
the first 13 miles, 10 miles?
Yeah, about 13 miles. I got to this point where, like I said, it was like barely sprinkling on and off. So that's like the perfect weather. Like, if you ask any long distance runner, they'll tell you like an overcast day where it's like maybe lightly sprinkling. That's the shit you want. Now, but when I got to the halfway point, it started a fucking monsoon, dude. It was a crazy torrential downpour. I got soaked. I was running through I was running a bike trail, and the bike trail, it's paved, but there's like low spots. So I ended up running through fucking giant puddles.
Yep.
And I got by like mile 17, I just had these spongy ass feet. Like, it was like squish, 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 all the fucking way back. All the way back. It's terrible. But then it's like, then it all cleared up, but I'm still soaking wet. And now I'm out running, it's all humid and shit. And then the worst thing for me though, that's why I asked about your hips, was like my fucking hips, dude. Like,
man,
more than anything, that's what hurts when I run a long distance. And I hit that like maybe 20, 21 miles, and my hips were just on fire. Like, I was
fucking screaming, I bet. Yeah, that's deep. Because I used to run half marathons quite often because when I moved, so I lived in Raymond, Washington. If you want to get more rural, you got to move to Menlo, Washington, which is actually 6.1 miles from my house to the roundabout in town of Raymond. Okay, so there and back, and there's an old train track where they took all the tracks out. It turns into this portion of the Pacific Crest Trail. So ideal, super ideal, except for it gets fucking really deep, rutted, wet, right? So that squish, I know, I understand 100%. So yeah, with this running, mobility has become, something that's just, it's paramount. You have to have it. On days I'm not running, when I go do my upper body workouts, I make sure that I'm stretching. That's huge. You got to stretch those calves. There's this pigeon pose I do that opens the hips up, or I'll even just grab the side of like a door handle or like the side of the treadmill and just sit in a deep squat and pull my my pelvic floor towards the whatever I'm pulling against, so it opens up my hips, right? Because my hips, man, they're going on me. Cause I'm getting, I'm pushing 40, and I've abused the fuck out of them between skateboarding and fucking powerlifting, and just trying to be the baddest fucking squat motherfucker ever. But I mean, when you start working out at 28, you're not gonna be the best ever. But being the best I can be. But I mean, I never lifted a weight in my life until I was about 28 years old. So I'm not mad at the progress I've made.
Well, I think we can probably wrap this thing up, man. I hope that eventually we can turn this into the Long Lost Brothers podcast, and we can do this thing like weekly or bi-weekly or something like that. That'd be sweet.
Yeah, that'd be legit. I'm in. All right, man. Well,
I want to let you know, man, that just not only in like fitness endeavors and stuff like that, but watching you online over the past, like I said, I basically watched you get sober, and your recovery kind of expand into everything that you're doing now, since you've gotten clean. And it was like, it's inspirational, man. The way that just to watch the trajectory and what people can do when they like really just hammer down and decide to turn things around.
Yeah, and it's like anybody that's feeling like shit is like, just know when you're at the bottom of that hill, you just don't stop pushing the boulder. Yeah. If you're deep in that mud pit, keep walking. You will find drier land with less deeper sinkholes. It's like, just don't give up. Is the keys to success. And I appreciate you, watching me and inspiring me. And man, and when you reached out to me on that thing that we talked about, I'm kind of getting a little, behind the fourth wall again. But
that's all right.
You stayed with it, man, and fucking a lot of people, everybody reaches out. Hey, I want to do this. How did you do it? And I tell them, and they don't fucking listen.
Oh yeah, it's all right. It's no secret. Yeah. Like, so I went completely sober just over a year ago. So
and you reached out to me, and dude, like, everybody, is like, everybody wants to work out until it's time to go lift weights, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wants to get clean, but nobody wants to do the shit that it takes to get clean. And that's something that I fucking love about you, is that you did that shit, and and that was like a year ago that you asked me, you're like, all right, man, I'm going to try it out. And then fucking boom. I'm like, what the fuck? You started sending me them pictures. I'm keeping it anonymous, but like, you kept sending me them pictures. I was like, motherfucker's doing it, man. He's fucking doing it.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Yeah. Dude, like, my eyes were a little bit like, this motherfucker is a follow-through motherfucker.
Well, I think that's why you and I have always kind of, that's why we clicked from the beginning, and that's why we call each other Long Lost Brothers, because we have a lot of shit in common. Like, we never met before, but it's like we have these kind of similar backgrounds, kind of similar dynamics, similar interests. We end up like we're both into the same type of shit, so I can almost always, when I think something's cool, I can almost always count on, like, if I let you know about it, you're gonna be like, oh yeah. Either you're gonna be like, yeah, I think that's cool, or I'm gonna check it out, or you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I already know about that shit. Like, so
you just found that.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, shit, we should definitely do this again soon. We should actually just start this podcast that we've been talking about. I think that would be cool. I think if we just maintain with, anyway, we can talk about this when we're not recording. But man, thank you for having me on. I appreciate it. I feel blessed and honored to have you as my friend. You're a great dude. Yeah, man. Anybody listening, follow me on Instagram. It's Koll_Widda, WIDDA _Koll, KOLL. So if you want to follow me, you can follow me. I'm always doing dumb shit on my story, and if you want to see pictures of my cute babies and me lifting weights and doing push-ups and running.
Yeah, this dude's funny as fuck, always posting hilarious shit. And on top of that, a bunch of motivational shit about recovery, sobriety, fitness, like just fucking family, everything, man. So yeah, definitely follow Jesse on Instagram and wherever else you want to find him. So
yeah, mostly just Instagram. You can add me on Facebook, but I probably won't add you
right
if I
on.
don't know you.
Right on. All right, man. Well, thanks for being so candid and sharing your story, and I'll get at you later.
I appreciate you, brother. Take care.